All right. I mean, obviously, it's a really good win for us, and it's a team that we're trying to chase down. Uh, excuse me, to get in a playoff situation. So, I thought we started the game great. Did a really good job, and we got a little isolated in the third quarter. I thought they picked up their defense, but we got a little isolated and started to do some one-on-one stuff, and that got us in a little trouble and stuff. I thought we did a good job of moving the ball and cutting and playing in space. Uh, and then as they began to deny the basketball on first passes and stuff like that, we got to learn to cut out and let the next guy come in. But overall, I thought we did a good job, and the fact that we gave up a 19-point lead and still just had enough focus and enough drive to try to get over the hump, I thought that was just really good for us. So, anybody have any questions, you can fire away. Yeah, and the one thing that we talked about, I think, is it's important is that we agreed that when we left the locker room that we wouldn't use, the fact that we were in the arena till 1:30 in the morning and didn't get in and went to a hotel and didn't get here to today. We said all of that is really a moot point. We just got to lock in and be focused. And I thought we were focused, and you got to give them credit because I thought. If you look at what Lonnie Walker did, I thought he single-handedly kind of got him back in the game. And then DeShante, he's a really, really good young player. And so both of those guys played really, really, really well. But I thought that we did a good job of just staying focused and finding enough plays that could get us over the hump.
James, go ahead.
Yeah, Alvin, throughout this season, your team really hasn't been very resilient. You've gotten yourself into situations quite often and not been able to get out of them. But tonight, that kind of felt like you guys, you had a big lead, you blew it, and then you kept fighting. Is that kind of what this last 18, 19, 20 games are about, is finding that really resiliency and something to build off of?
I think that you're exactly right. We want to have something that we're building and something that's going to be consistency. And if it's going to be anything, it's got to be the fact that we're going to be resilient and we're going to play till the final buzzer goes off. And even if we're in a situation where we lose a big lead, then what are we going to do to try to make sure that we get over the hump? And I think those are the things that's going to be important. These last 18 games that we play.
Brandon.
Yeah, Alvin, De'Aaron is continuing to play extremely well. Just what have you seen from him that's allowed him to perform so well on the offensive end? And then not only that, what have you seen from him on defense?
Well, I think since he came back from the ankle situation and stuff, that he's been so focused and locked in, and he's been more verbal than I've ever seen him be. From the standpoint of just saying, "Hey guys, we got to do this. We got to get a stop right here." All of those things like that. So to me, just the focus has been really, really good. And then his play on the court obviously has been great from the standpoint of being able to attack the basket. And when you look at points in the paint, a lot of them are going to come from him because he just has the ability to attack, get to the paint, and then finish even over the bigger guys in there.
Christos.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the win. That turnaround after the loss in New Orleans, and especially tonight where the Spurs were up by 4, what does it show? What does it mean for you?
Well, as I said, we talked about resiliency, and I think that, you just got to keep your focus and you got to figure out how you can make plays that's going to help you in those last 2 minutes of the game get over the hump. Even after we let go of a 19-point lead. And then I thought a couple of the things, we got it right to the basket, missed a couple of layups, but I didn't think we let that bother us. I think that we stayed focused, came down, got stops when we really needed them, and then we're able to come up with a few baskets. And obviously, HB walking to the line and making free throws really helped.
Tony, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach Gentry, under the circumstances, the Kings were totally locked in. I think it appears to me that they want, to get back on the court as soon as possible and play this game. And they didn't look fatigued at all. Were you kind of surprised in how they responded?
Well, the one thing we tried to do is we tried to sub a little bit earlier in the rotations than we normally would, just to kind of see how it was. But at the end of the day, when it was time to take Fox out, he said, "I'm fine and I feel good and I'm ready to go. So I want to play those extra minutes. It doesn't bother me." So that in itself, right there, was something that was really, really positive and really, really good. But I did think that we played with a lot of energy the first half. And like I said, the only thing that was just a little bit disturbing was that I thought we stopped our ball movement and our player movement in the third quarter, and that's what got us in trouble as far as losing the league.
All right, we'll do 2 more questions. Jason, go ahead, and then we'll go to James.
Alvin, the things you saw from your team tonight are these things you can point to and talk about what it would be like to be a real playoff contender at some point in the future?
No, I think you're exactly right, because these are the kind of games that you have to win. Like I said, we're very disappointed where we are record-wise right now, but there is something that you can always learn or you can get, out of the last, 18, 20 games of the season. And what we have to do is that we have to start thinking about establishing ourselves from a defensive standpoint. And I will continue to talk about, in order to be a playoff team in this league, you gotta have a home court advantage, and we have not taken advantage of that from the standpoint of winning games at home. And our fans have been great. They've been so supportive, and it's great. But we have to do something tangible, and it's not play well, but we have to win games at home. And when you do that, then you put yourself in a position to be a consistent playoff team, or have a situation where you can at least make a run for it.
James?
Yeah, Alvin, we talked about doing the little things all season long, and that play by DiVincenzo late in the game where he got the offensive rebound and then fed Barnes. I mean, that might have been one of the most impactful plays you guys have had all season. Is that something where you need guys to understand that doing the little things, the 50-50 balls and all that, like that's how you win?
Oh, yeah, I think you're exactly right. And, we've talked about the crash zones, and that's when the ball is shot. If you're in the corners of trying to get to the basket and seeing if we can get an extra possession. Well, that was one of the biggest plays of the game, I thought, coming up with that, the offensive rebound and giving us another possession and giving us time off the clock. So those are the kind of things that I think we have to continue to do. And we've talked about the 50-50 balls and coming up with some of those. But we have to make, that what we call winning plays to put ourselves in a position to win a game like this on the road.